Chongqing, the largest city in the world, yet most people in the Western Hemisphere never heard of it. In recent years, clips from Chongqing have started to go viral on social media frequently. The 8D city, the cyberpunk city, the city built into mountains. It's truly a spectacular sight to see. I've been lucky to call this mega city home for over 5 years, which makes me a self-proclaimed Chongqing expat expert. When I was preparing to move here in 2017, there was very little information about this place in English. Certainly not a single video from an expat who looked relatable to me. These days, you can find a ton of videos online about Chongqing. The problem is, most of them are from tourists and they're all about the exact same things. In this video, I'm sharing the things I wish I knew before I moved to the biggest city on earth. I'm Jessica, and you've reached the destination. I wish I knew Chongqing isn't a concrete jungle. It may seem like there are just skyscrapers on top of skyscrapers here, but it's incredibly lush and green here year-round. Chongqing's Parks and Rec department is top tier. Every neighborhood has at least one green space, but most have several. The way they have reconstructed public parks in this city is incredible. I'm just glad I got to witness.
Before, after.
If you're an outdoorsy person, you'll love it here. There are tons of hiking trails and there are so many peaceful places to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. I wish I knew this place is a photographer's dream. Everywhere you look, there is something to behold with a camera lens. Chongqing is domestically China's #1 tourist destination, and now people are coming from all over the world just to take pictures of this place. Inspiration lies everywhere in this city, which is why I was inspired to buy a drone, even though I have zero formal photography education. It doesn't matter in Chongqing. This city makes you feel like you're the best photographer that ever lived. I wish I knew the sun is a special guest and not a main character in Chongqing. It has occurred to me that I may have done a disservice to the 26 people who always tune in to my videos. You see, I make a point, a concerted effort to only film on sunny days. That probably led you to believe that Chongqing is a sunny place with sunny weather, but it's not. Most days look like this. Chongqing only gets a whopping 39 sunny days per year. That means the other 326 days, they look like this. Well, some of those 326 look like this, where it's sunny, but it's also pretty hazy with low visibility. Because this is China, you may think this is smog, but let me assure you, it isn't. The air quality is pretty good in Chongqing. This is fog. One of Chongqing's many nicknames is the Fog City. I'm not a meteorologist, but living here has sort of turned me into one. The fog is caused by the water evaporating from the rivers, causing low clouds to form. Some people think this gives the city a cool, emo, dystopian vibe, but I think it just causes seasonal affective disorder. If you suffer from seasonal depression, this is not the city for you. It does rain quite often, and speaking of seasons, there are only two. Summer, which for most people, especially my friends from the UK, is unbearably hot. Chongqing is one of the 4 furnace cities. And before I moved here, I wish I knew what that meant. It means if you see clear blue skies like this, when you walk outside, it's going to feel like this. In summer, we avoid the sun like the plague. I've had students use an absinthe because it was just too hot to go outside during the day. Sun protection is a must. I don't like carrying an umbrella though, so I finally broke down and bought one of these. Surprisingly, this is actually cooler than not wearing it, so I guess it works.
Another one.
These may look ridiculous, but they are very effective. I wish I knew about these my first summer here. Since it is so hot during the day, Chongqing is a city that comes alive in the night. In summer, it doesn't exactly cool down after dark. Temperatures can still soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but at least you don't have to battle with the sun. Even when it's not sunny in summer, it can still be insufferably hot. But it's a great time to go to a touristy place and make some content because no one else will be there sweating with you. The second season is winter. There's a few days of fall. There's a few days of spring, but generally it's just summer and winter. It doesn't snow in the city, but it is very humid, causing it to feel much colder than it actually is. I wish I knew there are not a lot of expats in Chongqing. For a city of this size, 32 million people, you would think there would be more foreigners here, but there just aren't. There's no CBA team, so you won't have any of those NBA players coming over. It's just not as international here as Shanghai, Shenzhen, Beijing, or even Hangzhou. If you're looking for a place to make lots of international friends, this is not it. But if you're interested in making tons of local friends, or you want to learn Chongqinghua, a very fun dialect of Mandarin, very quickly, you have come to the correct location. I wish I knew that even though 18 million people live in the main city and millions more come to visit every day, it doesn't really feel crowded here. This city is impeccably designed. It's so spacious. It only feels crowded during national holidays.
Chongqing summers and holidays. Pure madness.
At very, very famous tourist sites. And it feels crowded during rush hour, especially on the metro. But when you live here, you know exactly how to avoid this and how to manage it if you have to partake. I wish I knew smoking and spitting are very common and socially acceptable. Someone offering you a cigarette is a common gesture, a sign of respect.
这是怎么回事？老爷爷，集体吐痰不文明，还会传染各种疾病呢。
对，
最好下次吐痰的时候要吐在手绢里、纸里或者垃圾箱里。
好，以后我们一定要注意了，一定要注意了。
Lies.
How do you react when you hear or see someone spit in public? According to the British sociologist Ross Coomer, who has studied the matter, the answer to that question might depend on where you're from. Chinese are known for being eager spitters, though the authorities have run many campaigns against the habit. GB Times went out to ask people on the streets of Beijing what they think about spitting in public.
I used to spit in public in the past, but I won't do it now. I'll spit into a piece of tissue and throw it into the dustbin.
Stop the cap!
I think that spitting is unhygienic and it's also harmful to the environment.
I wouldn't spit in the public places. I always have some tissue with me. For instance, there are some special places for spitting in big malls. You can spit into special containers, so we will be able to keep our surroundings pleasant.
Lies.
Only few people spit in public places nowadays.
Every single campaign in this country to stop the spitting has failed. They're never gonna stop. It's part of the culture. It's part of the soundtrack to your life here in China, and you're gonna get used to it or you won't. Either way, it's still gonna happen. Y'all can have China. I'm over the coughing and spitting and staring and asking me for a pic to show they friends the black they saw walking around. Oh, and the food is trash. Trash! I wish I knew this man, this brother right here, was right about everything, except for the food. If you think Chinese food in mainland China isn't good, it's probably because you don't know how to order. Chongqing has arguably the best food in all of mainland China. Top 5, and it's not 5. My first week here, I went into a restaurant and I asked for a broccoli dish. But the only part I knew how to say correctly was Xi Lan Hua, which is broccoli. So you know what they brought me? They brought me a steamed head of broccoli. That's it. No rice, no nothing else, just broccoli. Because I didn't know how to order. Go out to eat with a local or an expat who is well versed in the local cuisine. Ask them what their favorite dishes are. The best dishes are served family style, so it's better to go out with a group. That way you can try different things at no risk, and if you like it, take a picture of it, get someone to write down the Chinese name in your notes app, and boom, now you have a menu customized just for you every time you go out to eat. When in doubt, Xiaomian it out. You can never go wrong with noodles in Chongqing. Western food in Chongqing is hit or miss. It's also way more expensive than local food. Until you find your favorites, a spot or two that you really like, or a dish that you really love, like I love this octopus, just stick with the local food. Or you can cook your own broccoli dish at home. I wish I knew. I have so many more things to share. There's gonna be a part 2.